Oh, listen, listen. This wonderful sound returns me to my true home. Hey everybody, this is Jack Music, greeting you with lots of aloha. It's Thursday, December 8th, 2022 at 12:12 p.m. here in Papaikou, and little farm diary before I get to work. So looking at plot 3 where we did black plastic on November 15th. So then will be our target planting date for carrots. There will be around February 15th or so. Just we'll give it a solid 3 months to really kill all the grasses and things. And then maybe we'll start with like the final bed prep around the beginning of February. And then we'll look at planting that around mid-February. And we've got turmeric looking north now, and turmeric in front of us with two just short 16-foot rows there of 2-year crops. So these are ready to harvest anytime. I could let them kind of finish up a little more. We see the leaves starting to die in many spots, so we could let that die completely, or I could go ahead and start harvesting this. So that will be coming up pretty soon. And then over here we've got our experimental 1-year rows, 2 rows of, again, about 16 maybe, or is it longer? Let me see. Maybe a little bit longer, but yeah, 2 16-foot rows here of a 1-year crop. So these as you can see, like the leaves are starting to die off here. So it's beginning into the final stage of its life cycle. Really nice and tall, about as, like, that leaf is as tall as I am, and like that taller leaf there. So I think so it's not raining now. It's still pretty wet. It's been a very, very wet phase for the weather report. It was mostly dry yesterday, but there were showers off and on. I was mostly in Hilo Town yesterday, but there were evidences of rain when I got home. It's been a very wet and rainy phase for a couple weeks or so. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to keep it short as far as my work day. I'll go to the creek and gather water, and maybe first I'll start with some weed eating here with maybe we'll start with the row in between plots 3 and plot 2. I'm not sure. Or we'll start with the weed eating on plots 2 and 3. There is a fair amount, like you can see some black plastic here. I've got black plastic somewhat around here, but much of it's overgrown with, like this, the hono and other things. Like I can see some comfrey in there, but these beds got, so I will weed eat these. I'll need to buy another roll or possibly even 2 of black plastic. But, and then back there we see some, that's cassava there, and then right next to the cassava is sugarcane, and then I still don't know the name of that weed tree, but it can grow up pretty fast. You could compare this video to the one towards the beginning of the year. I'll link it in the comments, but comparing this to that video, it's night and day. The beds are just completely overgrown now. I had hundreds, if not thousands, of flowers growing in these beds at the beginning of the year. And so there might be some black plastic under here, like there is on the edge here, and we can see the hono growing over it. So I'm definitely at the point where I need some help. It's even just these 3 small plots are a little bit much for me to handle on my own, let alone like everything else I've been handling, like keeping the orchard section here nicely mowed. So I need to catch up a little bit with the plot 3 level there, mowing. It may still be a little bit wet, but I think I'll at least tackle a little bit of weed eating here first, and then I'm not sure if I'll get to the mowing or not. So my 3 tasks for today would be weed eating, gathering water at the creek, maybe a little bit of mowing, but I kind of doubt it. And then the third thing that's kind of important that needs to be done is some greenhouse repair. It was extremely windy on Thanksgiving Day, and then still pretty windy on Black Friday. So several panels blew off the roof of the greenhouse, and there was a tarp up there guarding some of it that had blown off. So I'll carry the orchard ladder down there and see if, like, I may not fully reattach but a couple of the panels I might be able to just fold back over and get the inside of the greenhouse a little drier. Nice macadamia nut. So that's something that kind of needs to be done. But I've needed to carry the orchard ladder down there. It would be nice if in the long run, I'll want to have orchard ladders in kind of 2 or 3 different areas of the farm, just so you don't have to carry them around. And then you've got one over by the greenhouse in case you need it. You've got one up here for when you want to use it, so on and so forth. And then this is December, so I need to really continue with planning the year out ahead with the farm. So I'll make another video at some point. I don't have it with me showing my crop plan. I've spent extensive amounts of time crop planning, and I can see even with just like a 7-week CSA, here in Hawaii you can do your CSA year-round, whereas in North America it would mainly be 3 seasons, probably not in the fall, but you could run it. I'd have to look at videos or books. I don't remember how many, if they run it for a full 40 weeks or maybe they do it for like 35 weeks. But even planning a 7-week Hawaii CSA with a variety of crops could really take just 40 hours to plan out, like literally. So I've got my crop planning done, but then I need to start working on my master calendar of planning out my planting dates and my harvest dates, and then maybe a little bit of like weeding and maintenance dates and so forth. So that'll be another video in the future. I can show my crop plans, and then we'll be able to compare that with the reality when we get to, we'll have 7 weeks of harvest between Saturday, March 25th and Saturday, May 6th. And I'll be doing a lot of planting at the end of December, and then especially in January we'll be doing some nursery planting and into flats and pots, and some direct seeding as well in January, so that we can have harvest of vegetables in our targets of March and April and May. I guess the other weather note diary entry I can note is I need another solar panel. It's really dark and kind of wintry now, and my solar system has been running for 2 years. It's been excellent in that time, very minimal solar system, but I received my Starlink set up a couple months back. I'm not sure exactly when. Not quite 3 months, but maybe coming up on it. And it uses a lot of power. So now if it was a very sunny day, sunny all the time, no problem running the Starlink at night whenever I'm home. But in these wintry days when it could be, like it was super rainy Sunday, rainy all day, so very dark, and the system could not harvest as much power from the sunlight. And if I add a second solar panel, then I'll be able to harvest twice as much. I'm just running one 440 watt panel. So if I add a second panel to the system, then I'll be able to double the power I can harvest on a wintry, dark day. It's kind of overcast now. There was a little bit more light, not as much right now. Still harvesting some power probably down there, but not as much as I would like. So I definitely need to get a second solar panel to keep up. And again, if I hadn't have gotten the Starlink, just using my phone as a Wi-Fi hotspot, probably be okay. It was, even when it was super dark last year and wintry for a long period of time, the solar system was fine. But now, having introduced the Starlink setup, I need more power. And the other thing to consider too is a solar panel will lose about 1% of its efficiency every year. So then in 20 years, all of your panels have lost 20% of the power, 20% of the energy they can harvest. And mine has been running 2 years nonstop, over 2 years. So not sure if I had the 400-watt panel in Thanksgiving 2 years ago, but I might have had it by then. Maybe I got it in... No, I think I had it around that time. So it's already lost 2% of the power it was harvesting 2 years ago. So getting another panel is important. And I guess the last little weather note, I can definitely see, like with these shorter days, you kind of need to have shorter goals, keep your day more compact. And I have more energy too, less energy too, I'm noticing. In the summer, I was just really cranking. It would be dark, it would get dark very late, so I could work late in the day, work until as late as 7 or 8, catch a shower and dinner, and it would get light so early, I'd be ready to be up at 4:30 or 5 and working, and just could really crank a full 12-hour workday and feel great. But being kind of dark and overcast, my energy level is a lot lower. It really is kind of like North America, where you just kind of got to hibernate in the winter, and just, it's 30 degrees out, it's 20 degrees out, it's 0 degrees out. So you'll be outside working a little bit in the yard, but then you just kind of got to be inside and eat warm foods, eat soups, eat carbs and oils, and take naps. And so definitely these wintry days in Hawaii, I'm tired and needing more rest and needing to get to sleep earlier and wake up a little bit later. Kind of need to sleep in and get some rest. And my body was a little bit tired yesterday. I bicycled to Hilo Town, which is about a half hour, and went to the university to do some printing at the library and some studying, and ran a couple errands in town. And the bus schedule coming from Hilo back to Papaikou isn't so good, so I bicycled back, which was not so bad. From the downtown bus station to Papaikou town was about 28 minutes it took me to bicycle, which was better than waiting till the next bus, which would have gotten me back way after dark, even though it would have saved me a little bit of energy. But my body was definitely tired. I could not bicycle all the way from Papaikou up to the farm like I could normally with a lot of energy. I had to walk much of that. And that's a lot of talking. I'm kind of out of breath. That's a long little diary entry. So I'm going to sort of prep and get ready and do a little bit of weed eating, grab my water, carry the orchard ladder down, and hopefully work on the greenhouse a little bit before catching a shower and catching some dinner and getting to sleep early. And then back to it tomorrow. I'm thankful it's not raining. If it was raining all day like it was Sunday, I would probably be working on my master calendar with my crop planning and doing some of that kind of online and book work, reading and whatnot. I ordered seeds from Johnny's Selected Seeds this morning, so that should be the last of the seeds I will need. I'll maybe pick up a few more flower seeds and a few more herb seeds in town. I have a few varieties already of basil and different things like that. But this morning I ordered a compact summer savory, which is an herb, and it's a good companion plant for beans. It improves the flavor and texture of beans, which is why I'll be growing summer savory with my bean crops. And I ordered a German striped tomato from Johnny's. I had already ordered some Mr. Stripey tomato seeds, which is an heirloom tomato I grew a few years ago in Kansas. It was extremely tasty, just a wonderful tomato. But the ones I'd ordered online did not have the best reviews I saw after the fact. And one person said that they weren't even a true Mr. Stripey tomato seed. So that's why I ordered the German striped from Johnny's, super high quality Johnny's seeds. And I ordered a wild bergamot or bergamot. That looked fun. I'd never grown that before. And oh yeah, I ordered a cauliflower. I'll be growing cauliflower for the first time. So I ordered a orange, I believe an F1 hybrid cauliflower I'll be growing. And there might have been, just those 4 things, maybe. I think that was it. Might have been a 5th, but so now just in town, I have a few more herb seeds to get to kind of round out everything, and maybe some more flower seeds. But I've got a lot of flower seeds, a lot of herb seeds. I'll make another video in the future too, showing which seeds I'm going to order, or I'm going to plant, and how I kind of have those organized and ready to go, and how they'll interact with my crop plan. So yeah, that's a good long diary entry, a little bit easier than writing it all out. Probably take half hour or 45 minutes or longer to write that out. Just took me 17 minutes to record the video here. And then I could even play it on double speed, so it would be faster to play it back. So yeah, I'm feeling good, a little tired, overcast day. Oh yeah, blue, maybe just a patch of blue there. So, doing good, get to work. This is Jack Music, wishing you lots of love, joy, peace, aloha. Oh, there's a hawk. Went back, couldn't see it. So wishing you hawk flight, there it is. And blessings.